Hey guys, welcome back to L&D Home. In today's video, we are going to be making 4 easy and budget-friendly DIYs that your child's teacher might actually want. And we're going to be using products from Dollar Tree. So let's go ahead and jump right on into today's video with our first easy peasy DIY. I cannot take credit for this idea. I actually saw this on Pinterest. So I picked up 2 boxes of Kleenex from Dollar Tree and some double-sided tape. I'm just going to be putting 2 pieces on the insides here so that it will hold together nicely while we are working with it. As a teacher, Kleenex is extremely important, and it never fails no matter how many you get from parents or you buy at the beginning of the year. Kids never take just 1 Kleenex, and they don't always use it for their nose. Sometimes they use it to wipe off their whiteboard, and you always run out. I had this tag from Dollar Tree. I measured it. It was 3 inches, so I just went into Word, made a circle, made sure it was 3 inches, and then used a text box to put my words in the middle. Every teacher is going to love this gift, especially with the cute saying that goes on it, because I know I spend a ton out of pocket every year to replace Kleenex. So having some as a gift is going to be absolutely perfect for your child's teacher. I just went ahead and cut out that circle. I wasn't too focused on getting it perfect either inside or outside of the border because my tag was black and my border was black, so it didn't really matter. I did a dry fit and then just used 4 pieces of the double-sided tape to stick it down. I also picked up this black ribbon from Dollar Tree. I am going to use some double-sided tape just so it sticks on the back and doesn't move around on us. And I'm going to be wrapping it around the tissue box and creating a bow and making sure that my tag is on there nicely. I just found the center so that I had an even amount on both sides, stuck it to the tape, flipped it over, and then before I make my bow, I am going to take my tag and slip it through one of the sides of the ribbon. And I'm not really going to mess with it. I was trying to decide, what am I going to do with it? Where is it going to go? I decided to go ahead and tie my bow first because that was just way easier. So I went ahead and tied my bow, and then I could readjust my tag, pulling it where I needed it, tying it in place, and then cutting off the excess. I also used some double-sided tape just on the little edges there so that my ribbon did not slide all around.
At the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy.
And here you have it, a cute gift to give your child's teacher at Meet the Teacher Night. And I promise he or she is absolutely going to love this because we always run out of Kleenex in our classroom. It never fails. Our next DIY is a little trickier, but still easy. So you're going to actually need 3 packs of pencils. I did not have enough from Dollar Tree. And a vase. Yes, mine has a candle inside. Because I'm using this for demonstration, I'm going to take the pencils to my classroom, actually. I would suggest getting like a brand name of pencils. I don't love the Jot pencils personally because they kind of mess up my pencil sharpener in the classroom. But if you're on a budget, no teacher is going to turn their nose up at any kind of pencil because, again, never fails. About a few months in, we run out of pencils too. About the same time we run out of Kleenex. So I put 3 layers of double-sided tape around, and this actually didn't help as much as I thought. I was going to use hot glue, but I didn't want to ruin the pencils because the point of this gift is not just to look cute, but also be functional because, well, your child's teacher is going to need those pencils for the students in their classroom. So I just used a piece of ribbon kind of loosely tied in a knot to hold the pencils in place while I slid them in. I did not have enough, like I said, so if you do this, pick up the 3 packs of the Jot pencils from Dollar Tree. So the 2 16 packs I had were not enough. I had a little bit of a gap in the back.
Talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder.
I was afraid this one piece of ribbon wouldn't hold, so I actually used the rest of the ribbon so I could do like a wrap around a knot, and then a bow. And I'm really bad at bows, guys, like this. So just bear with me. It's not the most perfect bow, but I do what I can do. If you're not going to be using hot glue, you just want to make sure that your ribbon and your knot and everything is tied really tightly so the pencils don't slip off. And then I did take off that top ribbon because it just was not part of the aesthetic. It was just holding the pencils on there while I fiddled with the DIY. I styled this 2 different ways, one with a little greenery in top, which could be really cute for your child's teacher to set in their classroom as decor, and then when they're ready, they can take all those pencils and sharpen them and use them. Or you can just give it just like this, and they can decide what they want to put inside. Our next DIY is so simple, and it's again an idea from Pinterest. So I just picked up some hand sanitizer, and I had this tag from Dollar Tree in my stash. When I just measured the bottom part underneath, like where the little ring is, because words weren't really going to fit there. I went into Word and I just typed up this little saying, hands down, you're the best teacher. Same as our first DIY, I just cut it out, used 4 pieces of double-sided tape, and then I'm just going to stick it to my tag. I did notice that I didn't like the way that it looked. So on that little top edge, I am going to kind of corner or cut those 2 little corners off just to kind of match the way the tag goes. I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy. I then cut off the knot so that we could tie our tag around the top of our hand sanitizer. And I just think this is so simple and so cute. I also used a piece of double-sided tape to just connect the tag to the actual bottle of hand sanitizer, and I did this at an angle. I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud. Talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. Another simple teacher gift for Meet the Teacher night that, again, a teacher is going to need because, like I said, it never fails. We also run out of hand sanitizer as well, and it's good to have on hand in the classroom. Our last DIY is a bit of a doozy, and it took me a while to figure out, but hopefully I can help you. I bought an array of stuff, but it didn't all work out. So they have these 3-pack of retractable card holders. Now, I took one apart thinking I would get some extra length. It was a pain to get apart. Don't do this. You don't get any extra length when you take them apart. So what I did for the second piece that I needed was I just pulled it all the way out, and then I just cut the end. This was so much easier, and I ended up getting pretty much the same length as when I struggled to take that other one apart. We are going to be making a customized teacher lanyard. Now, you could use this one from Dollar Tree and maybe use some paint markers on the fabric, but I really wanted to use these 3 different tags, and you're going to see what I do. So this is a luggage tag from Dollar Tree, but I didn't want the strap. I just wanted the part where you put your ID so that you can scan in or whatever you need to do. I then took the clip from the retractable card holder and placed that on there, and I cut this part off because as teachers, we have keys, so we need something to clip our keys to. I picked up these beads at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to be using the black and white and not the pink. You can use any colors you want, but I like a more neutral vibe, and I think it's a good idea since at the beginning of the year, you don't really know your child's teacher's favorite color or anything like that, just to go with something neutral. Once I had my pattern, I just went ahead and strung all those beads on, and then I am going to take that very bottom bead, leave myself some space, and I'm going to feed that string back through, both of the strings back through the bead, and I'm going to do this twice and then tie a bunch of knots so it holds. I needed to get this little plastic piece off of my ID holder, so I just used some needle nose pliers, pried it open. I was able to pull that off, and then when I pushed it back together, I actually kind of angled it and then pushed it back together, not where it met, but where it overlapped, just so I made sure nothing was going to slip off. I then slipped that little triangle onto my string, and this is where I tied a gazillion knots. Like, you don't want it to slip off. And I also did turn that little triangle piece so that my knotted part was actually at the bottom of the triangle. So when I have my ID badge on, it sits nice and even.
Laugh out loud. Don't wanna be shy.
To keep my beads from moving around, I'm going to do the same thing to the top bead that I did to the bottom bead, and that is just feeding the string through both strings twice. This was a little bit tricky because you're going to have to fiddle with your beads and make sure that it goes all the way down, and then tie a bunch of knots again.
I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud. Talk a little deeper. Kiss a
At Dollar Tree, they sell jump rings and they sell these little lobster claws. I'm going to be using one of each. I did put the lanyard, like, kind of hang it on myself to see where I wanted it to hang, so I knew how much space I needed to tie. And again, I'm just tying a bunch of knots. I'm going to put a lobster claw on one side and a jump ring on the other side and just tie a ton of knots so nothing comes loose. And then I'm going to cut off the excess.
I wanna laugh out loud. Talk a little deeper. Kiss a little harder. Love a little louder. Love a little louder.
Now it was time for me to feed all of my pieces on. I started with the key holder first and then the tag holder. And this is the final result. This is so cute and it's super sturdy. You're going to see here in a second, I'm going to pull on it and it wasn't going anywhere. Excellent gift for teachers. We always need a place for our IDs and our keys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful and entertaining. Let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments below. Make sure you check out the video and the playlist on the screen. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.